So we met, was it 2005?
I think so.
2005.
Yeah.
And at the time, you guys had some pretty aggressive and ambitious thoughts relative to the future of Kovars. Mm-hmm. Can you walk us back to that time?
Yeah. I remember distinctly when our other partner, Rick Campbell, called. I was at home. It was on a Sunday afternoon. I still remember the call. And I'd been forewarned by a mutual friend this guy might be calling, and he wanted to do a national presence. He thought that there was, him and his son were doing martial arts, and he looked into it, and there was no, it was just a mom and pa. It was this cottage industry that he felt could be, developed. And I wasn't really that interested at first. Tim was pretty interested, and we just kept the conversation going for a couple of years. And at the time we had 4 locations, and we finally, I think he called in 2003 probably, and it took probably a year for something to kind of evolve, and before we signed on and decided we were going to do a national expansion and try to have 100 schools by 2015. Yeah.
And then part of that was, in order to do that, you were going to need capital.
Yep.
Obviously, established brand.
Yep.
Probably could have attracted capital from a number of people. For those who might be listening or watching, can you talk them through sort of what was going through your mind as you contemplated both the excitement as well as some of the concerns and fears that you were going through at the time of all of a sudden going from a partner that you knew to bringing on partners that you didn't know?
Well, initially it was all really exciting, and we'd never failed. Like every time we opened up a school, it just worked. Why would we have any doubt? Why would this not work as well? And so I remember originally thinking that our aspirations were really, really aggressive. But I remember thinking, I'm just the karate guy, man. What do I know? These guys are smart business guys. If they think we can do it, I guess we can do it. I remember being optimistic, but not necessarily realistic with our goals. Especially, I was charged with my thing was finding and training staff. That was kind of my. And I go, oh man, because it takes a long time to get the right person in the right position. So, there was more excitement. Like obviously, if you don't believe you can do something, you don't even get out of bed anymore. Right. So I mean, so that was kind of our initially, and there'll be some challenges, but we'll figure it out. That was the thought.
And I introduced Steve, I think, to Rick Campbell. So Rick had called me, we'd become kind of friendly, and so I told him that you guys should.
I never knew that.
Really?
So you introduced Steve to Rick?
I did.
For some reason, I didn't know you.
Yeah, and I think we probably had fear of failure, as everybody would have, somewhere in the back of their mind, but also fear of success, losing control, of the operation, and we didn't want that either. So probably both emotions.